Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanTrucks.com, and today we're talking with Roy about his 2010 5.3 Silverado from our customer build profile pages on the site. Now the customer build profile pages are there to help you connect with customer photos and mods lists to hopefully get inspired and get some ideas about what you might want to do to your truck in the future. Guys watching at home, of course, if you want to see Roy's mods list and more of his pictures, you can click the link below if you're watching on YouTube and check out the customer build profile pages on the site. Before we jump into it and talk to him, subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all things content, along with product reviews and news. What do you say we talk to Roy? Hey Roy, how are you?
Hey Adam, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Good, good. Thanks for joining us and talking about your truck today. It looks like you have a 2010 5.3 Silverado, and I gotta say, man, it looks like you got a ton of things done to this truck. So I'm curious what that suspension setup's like.
Yeah, so at first I was never really a big off-roader kind of guy, but it wasn't until I got into trucks that I actually started really looking more into the off-road community. I got the 2.5-inch Icon Vehicle Dynamics internal reservoir coilovers, as well as the 2.5 Piggyback internal reservoir coilovers.
Now obviously that can make a huge difference to ride quality, and I'm sure that improved it greatly over what you were experiencing, OEM. But to pair that up with wheels and tires is kind of where a lot of people's mindset goes when it comes to, a lift kit, shocks, coilovers, and things of that nature. You obviously have some aftermarket off-road wheels. It looks like 17x9s. You know the offset of that and what tire you're running?
Yeah, so that's gonna be a 0 offset. And I did a lot of research to figure out what would fit. Thing I came up on was a 285/70x17. And that's a NITTO Ridge Grappler wrapped on a DWG-10 off-road rim. And I picked the NITTO Ridge Grappler because I didn't want an all-terrain, but I kind of wanted something that was a little bit more rugged. And I just thought it looked really aggressive and really cool, badass,
Now you were saying that your goal was to fit the biggest possible, tire in there that you could. Now with the size that you went, was there any modification you had to make as far as cutting, wheel well trimming, just to keep it from rubbing?
The first week or two, I believe that I did have it, I noticed there was slight rubbing in the back side of the wheel well. I got it done at a local tire shop. So then after that, I went back there. They just did like a mini NorCal mod. They kind of just knocked some stuff back and it cleared it up instantly, just with literally 5 minutes on each side of work.
That's really good to point out for, especially for people watching at home, because they might want to fit the biggest possible tire, and to hear, straight from the source that, it can take just a little bit of minor modifications, especially at the backside when you're trying to, full lock turn. You can really prevent the rubbing and make it fit. Now obviously you have the 0 offset, you said, so you have a little bit more poke, so it pushes the wheel out a little bit, which definitely helps. And overall it looks like you achieved a really nice setup.
Yeah, and I also get it a lot too, where a lot of people already think my truck is really lifted, when it's really, it's a leveled lift on a coilover with just some aggressive tires that really make it look like it's a lot higher than it really is.
Aside from, wheels and tires, you've also got a couple of other things that would, number one, help off-road, but also help with aggression. The first thing that comes to mind is that Barricade pre-runner front bumper. There's a lot of options in the category for off-road bumpers when it comes to armor. What made you pick the pre-runner there from Barricade?
I was looking for a pre-runner style bumper, a bolt-on one specifically, for a while. I wanted to incorporate the light bar that I already had on the stock bumper and the little insert area. I really liked the tubular look because, it kind of looks like really pre-runner status with the giant skid plate on the front end. And not a lot of companies were making that look. I just decided to hop on American Trucks, and top of the banner, American Trucks, brand new Barricade pre-runner style bumper.
All your dreams were answered.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like, this is it. I found it. And when I got it, I didn't realize how many options you had with it. So you could fit a 20-inch light bar. I think it's a 30 or 32-inch light bar. And then you could fit a 40-inch light bar across the top. Instead of the hoop, you could delete the hoop. You could do a lot of things with it, and I actually liked that a lot.
Aside from the front bumper, which obviously looks really good, you've got the red shackles on there to replace your tow hooks. You've got Barricade Rattler running boards to kind of keep it in the Barricade family. Running boards is another category that's so saturated. There's so many options out there. What made you land on those Rattler running boards?
I was looking for a pair of running boards that would, one, go with the whole look of the truck, and also not sacrifice my ground clearance. I ended up coming onto the Barricade Rattler running boards because I liked how sleek they were, how high up and tight you could put them. They kind of remind me of like a Raptor setup. And also too, they protect against the rock dings I was getting because of my offset from my wheels.
Guys watching at home, of course, if you want to see Roy's mods list and more of his pictures, you can click the link below if you're watching on YouTube and check out the customer build profile pages on the site. And were you thinking about ever picking up maybe like fender flares to protect against, you know, the paint around that wheel well?
Yeah, actually I was looking at a kit on the site. It was like a stainless steel little drilling kit.
Yeah, they can do wonders for protection and, you know, extend the fenders out, match it, make it street legal, but also kind of round out the look. You've also got an S&B cold air intake under the hood. So we're throwing some power options in there, which otherwise you really had some off-road and appearance heavy things with suspension. The S&B cold air intake, how's that treating you so far? Is there a big power difference there?
Yeah, I actually did feel a power difference, especially, you know, matched with the bigger wheels and tires. I felt my truck was a little sluggish at first, but then putting that on, it actually gave it a lot more power, you know, aggressiveness, and I could actually hear it pretty well through the cabin. Like at higher RPMs as well.
I think that's something that not everybody, you know, thinks about when they're shopping an intake. They might think horsepower and torque, which it definitely can add some, but you're getting really just a better breathing engine. You get a little bit better throttle response and acceleration, and it's kind of giving you that power feel. And at the same time, you get a more aggressive sounding engine. You know, it can definitely wake things up a bit, and it sounds like that's what, you know, is happening in your case.
For having a 10-year-old truck, you know, I wanted to make sure that the engine components inside of it were breathing to their full potential, and that was my biggest you know, takeaway with buying the S&B cold air intake.
Speaking of air coming in, let's talk about air going out. It looks like you have, you know, a Flowmaster 40 series muffler, which is one of the more popular Flowmaster mufflers. They've been around for years. The 40 series is sort of similar to that like American Thunder sound that they have for their catbacks. How's that thing treating you? Do you really like that?
Yeah, it's really aggressive sounding, but I think I'm getting tone deaf or something, because I think I might have to go with a louder sounding exhaust soon.
I feel like that's the slow progression that happens. You get a little taste for the aftermarket, and then you just want to go full blown. So what are you thinking for your next one? Maybe a full catback?
Either that, or I was thinking of the dump pipe, because it'll be out of the way at the same time, because I have scraped the one I have from departure angles before. So I was thinking of just deleting it all together and getting a dump pipe.
Well, it's nice to know that you're actually like using your truck for like its fullest potential. Not everybody takes their truck off-roading, but to know that you're actually using it and having to talk about departure angles, you know, thinking about the exhaust clearance and things like that, it's really impressive to see it, you know, really going all out with your truck. Again, you have other mods happening. You've got the light bar, you've got some headlights. The truck looks so good and so modern. But I'm really curious what you're thinking for your next couple of mods. Do you think you're gonna pick up a rear bumper to match the front, like a Barricade rear off-road bumper?
I actually did notice there was one that does match the front bumper, so I was looking at that, either the Barricade one or the Red Rock 4x4, because it has the option to be able to step on the sides, and that it was something that I've really been looking for. And because it's tubular, so it'll match the front bumper as well.
Yeah, and that way you get, you know, a little bit better departure angle at the rear too. It's not a crazy difference compared to your rear bumper. You know, the Barricade pre-runner at the front makes a huge difference. The rear, it's definitely just more sturdy and gives you the step. I think there's also some cube lighting opportunities back there for some auxiliary lights, but you know, at the end of the day, matching it up with the front makes a huge difference for appearance. Do you have a tonneau cover? Are you looking to pick one up?
I am actually looking to pick up the tonneau cover. I'm always in between, you know, the soft fold or like the tri-fold, you know, because I like both.
I'm personally a big fan of the hard tri-folds. I think that they kind of like round out best of both worlds with like protection, but also ease of use. You know, I like the ones where you can just pull one cord and just pop off. Price does come into play there. You know, the hard tri-folds tend to be a little bit more expensive, more premium, but you know, that's another category that's just got so many options to pick from. It's hard to narrow down at first.
Yeah, definitely. If money wasn't an issue, I think I would go with like the retractable ones, because I think those ones are like really cool.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with your truck in the future. It sounds like you got some big plans for it, and these builds never end, right? Like, we're always looking for something to do to it. Maybe in the future we'll have you back on and we can talk about some of the other options you're looking to pick up.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to be back on here.
Roy, thank you for taking the time to talk to me. I appreciate it. You have a sick 2010. 2010s definitely deserve more love, and again, looking forward to seeing what you do.
All right, thank you.
That's gonna wrap this one up here, guys. If you wanna check out Roy and his 2010 5.3 Silverado in more detail, see some pictures and his mods list, you can click the link below if you're watching on YouTube and check out the customer build profile pages on AmericanTrucks.com. And of course, before we get going, subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on more future interviews like this one, product reviews and news, and keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.